Okay, so as some of you guys have seen, I've been doing some work over at Pro Football Network, and one of the things that I came out with this morning was looking at the highest graded players at each position in tonight's national championship game between Indiana and Miami. We have our own grading system over at Pro Football Network that's pretty similar to PFF's in terms of how we grade players and the type of grade it spits out, but it obviously does have its own differences. So using that grading scale, let's go in and check out who the highest graded players are at each position in tonight's game. All right, we'll be quick here. Really, no surprise to start at quarterback between Fernando Mendoza and Carson Beck. Mendoza won the Heisman Trophy. He's been the best quarterback pretty much in the country all year, and he's going to be the #1 pick in the NFL draft in April. All right, next up at running back is Mark Fletcher at Miami. And if you've watched the college football playoff, if you followed Miami this year, you've seen this dude ball out. And you can see his totals: 90 yards, 172, 130 yards in their 3 playoff games. Those are 3 of the highest single game totals he's had in his 3-year career. He's already announced he's returning for his senior year, foregoing the NFL draft. A big time name to know tonight and for next year's NFL draft. All right, there are a ton of good wideouts in tonight's game. Miami and Indiana both have really good receiver rooms. Obviously, Indiana's trio: Elijah Surratt, Omar Cooper, Charlie Becker. Those guys all look like NFL targets, legitimate NFL players. Miami, they've got Malachi Tony. Obviously, they've got CJ Daniels, but it's Tony, man, the true freshman. 99 catches this year, a little over 1,000 yards. He's going to surpass 100 receptions, so probably surpass 11 or 1,200 yards. A name to know tonight and for years to come. All right, Riley Nowakowski, the tight end in Indiana, a little bit of an unknown, unheralded player, but he was second team All Big Ten this year. He's been invited to the East-West Shrine game. He's probably going to have multiple receptions tonight. He's going to make his presence felt in the run game. This is an NFL tight end. All right, it may be a little controversial here with Francis Maui Noah not being the highest graded player, but Carter Smith, the Indiana left tackle, he has been a very, very good player in his own right. Obviously, he's not the same caliber of NFL prospect that Maui Noah is, but he is going to be drafted this year, and he's about 6'5". Might be a guy who slides inside the guard or center, just knowing kind of some of the athletic and arm length things, but a very, very good offensive lineman and an NFL prospect, no doubt. All right, along the edge here, it's no surprise, Miami's Ruben Bain. He's the ACC's Defensive Player of the Year. He's been a force all season long, but across from him, Akeem Mesidor, also a very, very good player. We know these two defensive ends can really pin their ears back and go get the quarterback. All right, along the interior, again, if you've watched Miami, if you've watched the college football playoff extensively, you know that this defensive front is really what makes this team go, and Ahmad Moten is a huge part of the reason why 6'3", 325 pounds, an NFL draft prospect, an NFL prospect overall in his own right, really disruptive to be that big, to move the way he does. Watch him to be disruptive tonight. All right, if you've watched both of these teams extensively this year, or if you followed the college football playoff, you've noticed that neither one of them really have kind of standout linebackers. It's usually been the defensive line or the secondary for either one. But Elijah Hardy at Indiana, I'm telling you right now, you can't see it in the article, but if you go and read it, you'll see it. I'm calling my shot. He's going to be a top 75 pick in the NFL draft someday. He's a young guy. He's only a sophomore. This dude flies around, doesn't miss many tackles, most importantly. He's everywhere. I'm telling you, this is a name to know for future NFL drafts. All right, corner's pretty similar to receiver for both these teams. They both have really good cornerback rooms, strong depth, but D'Angelo